Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. 2 males changed their plea to guilty today in court. Also tonight, IPI has a new attorney representing the casino operator. And a bill is signed into law that amends the 2020 budget. In sports, it could be an NMI record if those records were kept. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Hey boy, don't delete this message. I don't want you to forget. This is where we keep the family together, okay?
I got this, Nana.
Last Christmas, when Nana got sick, she showed us how she makes the holidays special. Because time will come when we have to do those ourselves. Now it's our turn, Nana. And I'm sure we'd always make you proud.
Watching the video Grandma made, Mom.
Oh, I miss her.
It's Christmas time. Everybody be happy.
Because everything beautiful about the holidays are the ones you've kept alive in our hearts.
Hafa Day, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Tuesday, January 7th, 2020. A male suspect falls asleep in court twice today during a preliminary hearing for charges of child abuse, assault and battery, and disturbing the peace. Judge Teresa Kim Tenorio found there to be enough evidence on 32-year-old Theodore Panos to move forward. 2 officials from the Department of Public Safety were called to the stand today. A female cop that questioned witnesses at the scene of the crime, and a male detective. Panos was arrested in December of 2019. On June 4th, 2019, officers from DPS were called to Cagman High School for a complaint of child abuse. 4 witnesses reported seeing Panos shouting at 3 children, one of which was a little girl, where Panos allegedly pulled her hair and punched the backside of her body. Panos was also seen hitting one of the boys while taking the kids from the school. Officers later found out Panos is the stepfather of the children. But this isn't the first time Panos has been arrested on charges of assault and battery. Court records show in August of 2014, Panos was brought to Superior Court on charges of assault and battery, assault with a dangerous weapon, and disturbing the peace after choking a woman and holding a machete to her throat. Also in the courtroom of Judge Teresa Kim Tenorio, 2 males pled guilty. 34-year-old Ryan Pua pled guilty to count 2 of assault with a dangerous weapon. On August 31st, 2019, the Department of Public Safety were called to the scene where Pua was holding 2 machetes in one hand and a bottle of liquor in the other. Pua struck a male with one of the machetes. Pua is sentenced to 1 year in prison, all suspended except for time served. On a separate case, 40-year-old Zhao Zing Zhu pled guilty to possession of a controlled substance, meth. Back in February 2019, the CNMI Drug Enforcement Task Force executed a search warrant at a residence in Chinatown, where 12.8 grams of methamphetamine, drug paraphernalia, digital scales, and packaging materials were discovered. Sentencing is scheduled for June 9th. Imperial Pacific International CNMI has a new attorney representing the casino operator. Former Mayor of Tinian, Joey Patrick St. Nicholas, has accepted the position as General Counsel for Imperial Pacific International. Currently, St. Nicholas tells KSPN he is working part-time.
They're allowing me some time to wind up my practice. So as you can tell, I'm still coming to court on behalf of my private clients.
St. Nicholas says his full-time position representing IPI starts in 3 months.
That's when I'm outside of my private practice and devoted fully to the
St. Nicholas is in the transition period and says he is getting all the information to get him up to date with any case involving IPI.
I'm working with the legal department and we're going over all of the cases, all of the issues that the company is facing. So, of course, I'll be involved in all of that.
The former attorney for IPI was Philip Tadingo, whose last day representing the company was December 13th, 2019. Yesterday, Governor Ralph Torres signed House Bill 21-93 into law, which ensures funds for retirement and insurance expenses for some government employees and to lend the Northern Marianas Housing Corporation money to address unmet needs.
House Bill 21-93 HD1 was signed into public law yesterday by Governor Ralph Torres. This bill amends the fiscal year 2020 budget and ensures that the legislative and judicial branches are adequately funded to cover their employees' defined contribution and the group health insurance expenses as advised by the governor. The other amendment to the FY 2020 budget is to lend the NMHC an amount not to exceed $350 to address unmet needs pertaining to the housing infrastructure and economic development, and they shall reimburse the entire amount to the Secretary of Finance, who shall deposit back into the government health insurance employer contribution. The bill was authored by Congressman Ivan Blanco and is now Public Law 21-26.
The construction of the San Vicente Central Park is a month away from completion, and though the community is excited to use the facilities, some folks just couldn't wait. Sally Lemus tells us more.
Many people remember the area as the San Vicente Roundhouse, but in just 1 month, it will officially be the San Vicente Central Park. According to the governor's press secretary, Kevin Bautista, the project was made possible through the Community Development Block Grant in efforts to revitalize community activity and improve the village quality of life in San Vicente.
San Vicente Park has always been something that really brought the community of San Vicente and the people in the South together. So it's something that then Senator Torres wanted to do was be able to revitalize it through the Community Development Block Grant. And now when he became governor, he coordinated with the Office of Grants Management and our State Clearinghouse, our Department of Public Works, and our Northern Marianas Housing Corporation on a project that can bring that vision to life. And one of the things that helps fund that project is the Community Development Block Grant under the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
The park construction costs $475,000 and encompasses a pavilion, basketball court, youth center, barbecue areas, a playground for kids, and a model of an old Chamorro house for families to enjoy.
That's why San Vicente Park has always been an important project. The vandalism incident is unfortunate, and we want to continue to advise the public that we don't condone vandalism in any form, and we want to be able to encourage folks within the San Vicente area and people in the South, and Dan particularly as well, to come together and to really look out for potential vandalism in the future.
KSPN went on site to check out the concerns of the community and spoke with a construction worker who tells us his experience with the vandalism.
They take the paint and put paint on those columns.
And when was that?
Just last week. And the one last night, I think somebody's drinking here and they just break the bottle here inside.
What else about
sometimes they keep climbing on night time. They climbing at the top of the Chamorro hut and they drinking drinking, and
They just leave their
they just leave
bottles?
their trash here inside. And maybe two months ago, they throw a dead dog on the top of the roof, and it bothers us a lot because that's very stinky.
Bautista says when it comes to community development projects around the island, the Office of the Governor will ensure that community policing and community awareness is an important component of their long-term vision in keeping the facilities up and running.
One of the issues that we've had to deal with in the past was also within our youth centers. We have youth centers all over the island, and one of the things that Governor Torres implemented in this administration was the implementation of security cameras and additional security and additional community policing around these specific areas in the youth centers. So with San Vicente Central Park being another critical component of that environment of community and village quality of life, the plans are going to include additional community policing, DPS personnel, as well as potential security with our private sector partners to ensure that that facility stays safe, stays accessible, and stays comfortable for the people who call San Vicente home and people who call it South home.
This is Sally Lemus for KSPN News.
The Commonwealth Utilities Corporation has scheduled some water interruptions for those of you living in the areas of San Roque, Tonopah, Achugao, and Mount Tapachao later this week. According to CCC, a water outage will occur tomorrow, January 8th, starting at 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. January 9th in the areas of San Roque, Tonopah, and Achugao, and on Friday, January 10th from 8 p.m. to 11 a.m. January 11th, the areas of Asmatuas, San Roque, Tonopah, and Achugao will have a scheduled water outage. The reason for the outage is due to a low water supply in the Asmatuas water tank and power outage affecting power supply to wells and booster station. CUC is asking customers in those areas to practice water conservation and contact CUC Customer Call Center to report any leaks. Coming up, an expansion of hours at CHCC gives benefit to the younger patients. Find out more after the break.
Mom, are you sure? What about the shutters? And do you have your medicine?
Don't worry about us, love, okay? You take good care of yourself. Hi, my love. Yeah, sorry. The power went out, so I had to light up all the candles. Yeah. Yes, baby, yeah. I'm just glad our home phone's working and we're able to contact you.
Jose and Pedro were born on the very same day. Jose liked to play sports. Pedro liked to play video games. Jose's favorite word was pass. Pass me the ball. Pedro's favorite word was pass too. Pass me the rice. Jose is retired and has both time and energy. His life is just beginning. Pedro has diabetes, hypertension, and gout. His life could soon end. Eat less, play more, live longer. Brought to you by PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Starting January 6th, catch Team Cinemai's 2019 Road to the Obstacle Course World Championships on KSPN2, Monday through Friday night at 6:30, right after the Channel 2.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Some good news for the young patients at CHCC, as the Children's Clinic will now be open on Saturdays for appointments. A release from CHCC states due to the increased volume of primary care patients, the hours and staffing are expanding. No walk-ins will be accepted at the Children's Clinic on Saturdays, but appointments can be made from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. starting January 11th. To schedule an appointment, call 234-8951. A former resident is back on Saipan this week. Our Chris Nelson has this story.
It's been a number of years since Rika Matsumoto was on Saipan. She left for college in 2006.
I grew up here my first 18 years of my life, and I went to Whispering Palms for 1st through 8th grade. And then finished off at Grace Christian Academy.
The former tennis and volleyball player first went to Fukuoka College and then transferred midstream to the U.S. mainland. For kids here that are in high school and getting ready to go away to college, what is something that you feel like you've learned that you would share with a high school junior or senior that's thinking about moving off to work or go to school? Or
for me, it's research. I wish I took my time and researched about all the different colleges, because all of them offer something different, and they all specialize in some different fields, whether it's biology or engineering or some sort of science program or agricultural, depending on what you want to study or what interests you. I feel like I could have narrowed down my interests a little bit more. But at the same time, if you don't know anything, it's totally fine. There's so much out there. Like, you will find something, is what I believe in. Yeah.
Rika worked part-time as a barista at Starbucks and took classes, eventually graduating with a degree in microbiology. And she next took a job as an EMT.
It was really eye-opening, and I realized how naive I was growing up on the island and how peaceful it was here. You see anything from car wrecks to your daily transports to dialysis to patients who need mental health help. And it was interesting because during school you learn about how to stop bleeding, how to treat gunshot wounds, and then you graduate. It's a 3-month program out there. But after that, you go out into the fields, and about 80% of your calls were related to mental health. So that was very eye-opening for me, because I was expecting more of a trauma, action, things you see on TV. But really, it was really heartbreaking to see all the mental health issues out there.
Matsumoto has traded in a career in patient delivery for a career with a company that specializes in package delivery. We will have more with her tomorrow night.
On Guam, anti-cockfighting groups are making requests to the Guam Department of Agriculture, and an individual is identified after leading officers on a high-speed chase that led to death. KUAM reports.
Half-a-day CNMI, here's what's making news on Guam. Senator Will Castro is running for Congress, according to a press release issued by the Republican Party of Guam today, announcing changes to minority leadership in the legislature. Taking over his position as minority leader is Senator Tello Taitagui, while Senator James Moylan replaces Taitagui as minority whip. No one was nominated as assistant minority whip, which was previously held by Moylan. Senator Castro, meanwhile, says building bridges and bringing people together, absent political lines, is the best way forward for Guam. He adds the people's representative must represent all of the people and work with everyone entrusted to work for the people. And anti-cockfighting groups Animal Wellness Foundation and Animal Wellness Action are requesting Guam Department of Agriculture Director Chesla Munya Breck to direct her staff to deny certification for any shipments of game fowl destined for Guam, except in cases where the shippers and receivers can affirmatively demonstrate that they are not involved in cockfighting. According to their investigation in recent years, shippers have skirted federal laws that ban the importation of fighting animals by mischaracterizing their birds as brood fowl or show fowl. A federal ban on cockfighting went into effect on December 20th. The AWA and AWF are providing a $2,500 reward for information leading to the successful federal prosecution of anyone found violating the law. And the fatal Teeson crash victim has been identified as 43-year-old Michael Usala. It was on December 30th when Usala was recklessly driving on a motorcycle near Aspen Beach, then led various law enforcement officers on a high-speed chase to Teeson. It was near the old commuter terminal where he crashed into another vehicle. It marked the 18th traffic-related fatality of 2019. Stay connected via our KUAM mobile news app, follow us on any of the social media platforms, and sign up for our weekly email newsletter, KUAM Digital Digest, on KUAM.com. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Thank you, Adriana. All right, coming up in the KSPN2 Sports Report, we've got good news from Guam, and we welcome back some sharpshooters home for a holiday special.
Faster, easier to use. with live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home. The new experience from TiVo is here.
Hi, I'm Thelma, a certified ophthalmic assistant here at Mariana's Eye Institute.
One of the most common eye problems is dry eyes, but the symptoms can sometimes be confusing.
So frequently people will come to me and tell me that their eyes are watering all the time, and I'll tell them, oh, you've got dry eye. And they'll say, how can it be dry when they're watering all the time? Your job is usually a very good predictor of how much aggravation this will cause you. If you're staring at a computer screen, if you're doing a lot of reading, your blink rate slows down, and now, because your eyes are open more often, they dry out quicker, and the problem then gets aggravated. If you're under a ceiling fan or air conditioning, that also will aggravate the underlying problem in which the eye would then start to water. So you can actually have a wet, dry eye. The treatment, lubrication.
This has been Dr. Dennis Williams of the Mariana's Eye Institute.
Summer is here. Have some fun at Mariana's Trekking inside the Mariana Resort. Feel the speed at the Seaside Circuit. Trek to the rugged Forbidden Island. Ride a buggy or ATV on our off-road adventure. Go stand-up paddleboarding. Whack balls at the driving range. Or pitch or putt on the short course. It's all at Saipan's premier and homegrown adventure company, Mariana's Trekking. Book online at marianastrekking.com or come see us inside the Mariana Resort.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, so far so good for Team CNMI at the Micronesia Baseball Classic that's being played at Paseo Stadium in Agutnia, Guam. This afternoon, the Saipan boys wallop Micro Games gold medal defending champion Pohnpei 14-3, called off via the mercy rule. L.J. Sabaklam, there he is, picked up the win, and it was Lorenzo Sabaklam leading the bats. He had 3 runs scored and 3 runs batted in. Poland Masaharu banged out 3 hits. Franco Nakamura, Josenio Alvarez, MJ Sakisat, and Fred Songao all had a couple of hits. Yesterday, CNMI blank Koshrai 7-zip. Tomorrow, it's a showdown at 3 p.m. between CNMI and Guam. Playoffs on Thursday, championship Friday. You know, every once in a while, we see a dominating performance that makes us just shake our heads. For example, Windsor Peter going 6 for 6 in a softball game with 6 home runs, or Peter Camacho scoring over 100 points in a basketball game. Well, I don't know who scored the most soccer goals ever on a CNMI game, but it might have been last Sunday. Shadows grew tall in the dying sun Sunday at the K-ville pitch as the yellow-clad Matanza FC greets Eats Easy, unaware of the impending massacre amid warm greetings and genuine smiles. Opening seconds, Eric Poon and Jack Fan threatening, but Eats Easy packs the defense and easily thwarts the attack. This Masters game, 8-on-8, Eats Easy, it's an app, with Coach Mita and Panapa Petru just missing a connection. Coach Mita, former player in Japan's professional J-League with a chip shot just a little over Dindo Pablo's hands. Martin Jabor over to Fidel Sevilla, no angle on that left-footed attempt, so they tried the exact same play, and there's no water in that well. Martin out to Panapa, into Jersh Angeles. He mishits the ball, and he knew it. Singuru Takahashi in the middle of the action, over to the coach, and Dindo Pablo's there to scoop up the ball to escape the threat. Matanza holding their own against the league's top team. Well, here's one reason why Eats Easy's at the top. All-around play of Coach Mita. showing his skills as a back defender. Ball control skills, serious. His centers the ball for Jambor, who again passes to Friedel. Gersh, the back kick to Martin. Oh, Taro go-to deflects the ball out of bounds. Martin with the shot, Dindo. The save, Gersh. First to the ball, over to Friedel. Oh, he got whistled for being offside. More Friedel. Over to Martin. He spins. The kick bounces off the far post into the net. The first of his 11 goals. Eats easy. Routs Matanza 21-2. Well, that sets up the season finale for the championship next Sunday at 6 p.m. Eats easy versus KSPN Pyrie. For all the marbles, all the cheese, it's the Big Empanada. All right, thanks to TSL, the holiday season has been extended. And that's because they're sponsoring youth tournaments called the Holiday Jam. So therefore, the holidays aren't really over until the tournament's over, and it ain't over. Check out the new basketball floor at the TSL Gym in beautiful downtown Guadalajara. First time we've seen composite floor tiles like that. Coach Joe Diaz mentoring the Lady Rollers against CTSI, a team filled with former Saipan High School All-Stars. Girls just want to have basketball. The Lady Rollers in the green singlets versus CTSI in basic black. Mickey counts to Jan Travilla. 3 dribbles, 2 steps. That's worth 2 points. Jan inbounds to Nana Watanabe. Back to the former Lady Knight who calls 3-ball. Corner pocket. You know, she lives in Swish City. Watanabe enjoys racking up the assist. The easiest way to do that is get the ball to Jan. The Lady Rollers' top scorer would be Geraldine Castillo, of course. The former Dolphin, Jamie Mendoza, circles to get open on the circle. She lives in Basketville nowadays. Geraldine with a little teardrop. It's good. Real good. Maddie Allegra, another former Dolphin with the steal. Jan busts free. Finds Brittany Wally. Streaking to the basket. CTSI runs away with this 156-41.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's Gym team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it.
Traveling or laying over on Guam? Don't wait around. Zip into Guam Adventures Zipline Park inside the Hilton Resort and Spa. Guides will take you through a series of zips, starting with a mountain course and then zip over the ocean with spectacular views of Tumon Bay. 6 zip lines in all deliver a thrilling experience, and it's family friendly, so bring the kids ages 6 and up. You'll love the security of double lines and a new braking system to make riding smoother. The towers are named after the islands in the Marianas. We call it the Island Hopper. Your guides will teach you what you need to know to soar through the jungle with a bird's eye view. Best of all, for residents of Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, you can book this experience at 20% savings. Log on to GuamAdventures.com and during checkout, use offer code HAFA20. Book it and zip it today. We'll even pick you up. It's a very pleasant day here in the Northern Marianas. Our high in Susupi was 86, the low in Chalangalaiti, 74. Humidity 66% tomorrow. About the same. Partly cloudy, isolated showers, trade winds coming in from the east, 15 to 25 miles an hour. High 87, low 75. Seas moderately rough. 7 to 9 feet. Always be careful of riptides. Sunrise 6:45, a high tide 6:56, a low tide at 5 before noon, a second high tide at 5:03. And then a wonderful sunset at 6:01. That's news, sports, and weather. See you back here tomorrow night. Good night.